Diamond's enlisting more troopers with the help of Disney. Here's your look at the Diamond Select Star Wars Imperial Stormtrooper, Disney exclusive. Inspired by the original Star Wars trilogy, this all-new 7-inch action figure of an Imperial Stormtrooper features 17 points of articulation and authentic movie details, in addition to 5 interchangeable hands, 3 interchangeable weapons, and a detachable blast effect that works on each weapon. It also includes an in-scale MSC droid. We'll spend some time with this trooper in a second. Before doing that, though, let me first thank the folks over at Diamond Select, who were kind enough to send over the Stormtrooper that we could have a look at in this video. Let's go ahead and grab the ruler, put it as close to the head of the Stormtrooper as I can get it. It looks like the figure stands 7 1/4 inches in height, or a little over 18 centimeters tall. Quite happy with the number of accessories that get packaged along with the Stormtrooper. The figure, first of all, comes included with an MSC droid, a little tiny companion droid that can roll around the decks of the Star Destroyer. Unfortunately, though, not much rolling is going to be happening here. While it's molded well in black plastic with some additional finish of silver, unfortunately it doesn't have functioning wheels, so you can't roll it around. Still, though, the fact that we do get included something like this, when I would have been more than just content to receive blasters, it's nice to see that they included it. Doesn't have functioning tires, no, but at least we do get ourselves a little tiny droid. I'm going to put that to the side. Speaking of blasters, though, the figure comes included with 3 different sizes, a baby bear, a mama bear, and papa bear versions of blasters. I'm going to start with first the smallest one. Stormtrooper comes included with the SE-14R blaster pistol. Again, once again, is molded here in all black plastic. All the blaster pistols are molded in the same black plastic with some additional silver finish, again, painted to the side of it, just to add a little bit of scuffage. I'm all about scuffage. That's what it looks like on the other side as well. All of the blasters can be held in his hand. We'll get more to that in a second. Moving on to something a little bit more familiar, at least for me, when it comes to displaying Stormtroopers, it comes included with his E11 blaster pistol. It's probably what most people would consider the blaster of choice when it comes to Stormtroopers. Again, some additional silver finish added to it, just again, make it look like it's been in battles. And that's what it looks like on the other side there as well. By the way, one thing also the figure comes included with, I guess we can kind of stop abruptly before we get to the largest firepower. The figure comes also concluded with a blast effect. As you can see, it's a translucent red plastic. It has a little nib on the end of it. Why I stopped myself from finishing off the rest of the review of at least the blasters is because the blast effect actually fits to every one of the blasters he comes included with. So we're going to start with the smallest one. Then again, we're going to move up to the more familiar one. I'm going to put that in. There's a hole just on the end of the nozzle here. Does require, in some of the cases, really applying some additional force, but as you can see, that fits well into the E11, and will also fit to the nozzle as well of the largest, the big boy here. I'm trying to remember what this is. I think it's a DLT-20A blaster rifle. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, some nice additional paint added in there. It's mostly all just black plastic, which unfortunately, as you can see in this case, the end nozzle is really considerably warped, just the way it's been in the packaging this whole time. Really like the look of that. But I think when it comes to displaying it with the figure, I'm probably going to go back to the tried and true method of displaying it with the E11. I just like the way that that looks. And again, by the way, you can take the blast effect and fit that just onto the end nozzle. Just wiggle that in place. This one's the hardest, it seems, of the 3. Really have to apply a lot of pressure to get that in there. But it does fit at the end of it. I do like the idea that they did include that as something that you can display with the figures, especially if you can have a number of these Stormtroopers on your collection shelf, each of them having that blast effect on the end of the nozzles. Now, again, you can take any one of the weapons and fit them into his hands, though really not the hands that he has right now. One thing I did want to talk about, first of all, I'm just going to move this arm out of the way. He does have the holster on the back. Now, unfortunately, the way that they've sculpted the nozzle, the holster here, it really doesn't seem to fit much of anything. I mean, if anything, you can kind of fit the smallest blaster in there, but it really doesn't seem like it's the right size. I would have made that just a little bit bigger. It's more there for show than anything else. I mean, as you can see, it does have a slot available, but it really can't get anything to really fit in there. It seems just way too small. But again, most of the time I'm going to be displaying the Stormtrooper with the blaster in its hand anyways. And yeah, speaking of hands, the figure comes included with a couple of relaxed hands, which aren't really going to be serving the job much at all of holding anything. But then the figure comes also included with a bunch of gripping hands. This one right here for just a regular hand. And then this one here for one that's specifically set up to line up with the trigger. We're going to go ahead with that one for right now. We're going to remove this and replace it with a hand that we want to use. Pop that in place. And then we're just going to grab one of these for the time being. Let's go with the E11 for, again, the tried and true. You can have the Stormtrooper pointing forward with it. Oh, and yeah, again, we can also take the blast effect. Put it on the very end nozzle there. Lining things up as best we can get it. There we go. And you can have the Stormtrooper just single hand holding the gun. Or at least one of the benefits of this figure as well, the way that they've designed the shoulders, you sort of have an additional, I don't know if it's so much an additional hinge joint, but you certainly have allotted enough space in there that, yeah, you can bring the arm forward. It does result in, yeah, popping off the shoulders, but the shoulders are very easy to slot back into place. And then you can then just bend the elbow the other side as well. And then you can actually line the hand to hold the undercarriage of the gun. Let's make this, I know Stormtroopers aren't known for really hitting anything, but let's at least put it in a proper pose. Yeah, you can actually have the Stormtrooper holding the undercarriage of the gun as well. They don't really give you, I wouldn't say necessarily the proper, I mean, there's this hand as well that can be good for holding not only the handle of a gun, but I suppose as well, if you pried it open just a little bit, let's go ahead and remove this one as well. Just pop that off. Find the hand that we just finished talking about, pop that in place. You could technically pry this open and sort of have that as the thing that's holding the undercarriage of the gun. Unfortunately, though, you can kind of see like the thumb does get in the way of things, and it would result in you having to bend the thumb and bend the hands to fit it on the undercarriage of the gun. Or again, you can use just easily the relaxed hand just to hold the bottom of the gun like that. So those are the accessories that come included with the figure. Blasters, check. MSE droid, check. Blast effect, yes. And also we looked at the interchangeable hands. Let's get a closer look now at the Stormtrooper. We're going to straighten things off here. First, starting at his head sculpt. Head is classic looking Stormtrooper. Certainly no denying that. Paint's pretty clean as well, considering that you're dealing with primarily an all-white surface. Things like little specks of black are probably going to be very obviously known here. You're going to see them right away. But I will say, to Diamond's credit, the paint's pretty good on this. It's not even really the same black that they've used either. I don't know if you can actually see it or not, but the visors, the lenses of its eyes, aren't the same black that they've used for the panel lining above the helmet, as well as the coloring for the body, the suit that's underneath the armor plates. So there's like varying degrees of different colors of black that they've actually used in there. If anything, I probably would have said I would have liked to have the lenses of the eyes a little more of a shinier black so they weren't as matte as what they look like here. But other than that, like, the paint is really good, really well handled here by Diamond. Again, when you're looking at the rest of the body, there are things, yeah, most of his body is going to have like these extra plates that go over top of his existing suit. They're not removable in that sense. The only thing that's actually removable, if inadvertently you are moving his arm, is the shoulder pieces. Those are about the only things that are going to be popping off. Stormtrooper has some decent detailing done to it, again, for primarily an all-white figure. The belt, as you can see, is not quite the same color of white as the rest of his suits. Even in the movies, really, it was sort of an off-white color that they've used. And they've replicated it well here on the figure also. Again, the only thing I would say, it would have been nice that the actual holster could have sustained or held something inside. Unfortunately, though, while there is that slot available, it really just doesn't fit any of the blasters that comes included with the figure. I suppose unless you really did fight to get that in there. But I think it would result in really breaking these if you weren't too careful. He does have the little tank there on the back of his belt there as well. Really nice shiny finish really all around on his suit. Again, I like the look of the nice clean looking Stormtrooper suit, but it's not to say that. Why not release this guy down the road with a little bit of scuffed dirt or a little bit of blast effects, like little kind of ash colors where he's been shot at by maybe the rebel scum. That would have been nice as well, like a battle damaged version of the Stormtrooper. But yeah, he definitely does check all the boxes off well, I think, for what a Stormtrooper should look like. And he's quite articulated as well. On to now the figure's posability. And of course, we're going to start where we always seem to start on figures, the head sculpt. To the credit of Diamond, I will say that they've allotted for enough clearance on the inside cavity of the helmet. Because of that, you can quite easily rotate the head of the Stormtrooper all the way around, really, if you wanted to. You can move it up, move it down. It's a little limited, yes, on the back, but you can certainly have it hinging forward. And you can even arch the head slightly off to the side. He's dumbfounded the fact that they were all defeated by a band of Ewoks. I don't know how Ewoks could have defeated you with sticks and rocks. But anyways, yeah, quite a lot going on here with the Stormtrooper's head. As for the arms, now again, this is the problem with the arms. They did a lot for enough space and clearance to be able to have the arms moving out. If you bring it too far beyond, say, the point of 45 degrees, though, that's where the shoulder plate's going to pop off. It's easy to fix. I mean, in fact, I can actually just remove it right now to show you how it works. Simply just a half moon shape. Okay, it's not quite a half moon, and it lines up into the hole right there. But bringing it past the point of, say, 45 degrees on either side is really one of ways that this pops off. The other way is if you're taking the arm and rotating all the way around. It sort of hits one section, and this just goes, ping, shoots across the room. I'm going to try not to do it right now. Yeah, right there is where it hits it and then knocks it right off. So you just want to be careful of that. The figure does have a bicep swivel, a single hinge on the elbow, which is right there. And you can also rotate this back and forth. And again, you can kind of see how all the armor plates are sort of over top of the body. Hands rotate all the way around. You can hinge those back and forth. To the legs, they split out. That's about to the extent of fullest of extents of what they can actually do. You can bring the legs forward, bring the legs back. There's a swivel at the top of the thigh, a single hinge on the knee, which also allows that lower leg to rotate back and forth. And then when it comes to the feet of the Stormtrooper, not only can you move them back and forth this way, but you can also ankle pivot them. And I love a figure that has ankle pivots. Just in case as well you're curious, there is peg holes on the underside of the feet, but Diamond Select did not include a display stand. But it seems to be the same style and size of stand, or size of holes, that you could probably use with just any other stand that you have in your collection. Overall, really a nice looking Stormtrooper. Has all the accessories one would expect a Stormtrooper to come included with, as well as an MSE droid. Does the MSE droid have rolling wheels? No. That's not really, I would think, the reasons why you'd be picking up this figure in the first of all. MSE droid is really just, again, a companion accessory to come along with the figure. The real star of the show is the Stormtrooper, and I think that Diamond Select have done a great job on it. Now, we all know the side effect of getting a new Stormtrooper to market. It's the urge that starts, right? You're going to tell yourself, I'm going to only get 3 of these, stopping at 3, and then before you know it, you're hitting 5. And then before you know it, you're hitting magic 10. And after that, you're the person that starts posting on social media, check out my Stormtrooper collection, and there's got to be at least 100 of these things standing on a shelf. I say if you have the shelf space and the affordable budget to do it, if you want to have 100 Stormtroopers standing on a shelf, go for it. I'm going to pull back a little bit, though, and I think I'm probably going to stop at 3, picking up another 2 of these. If you wanted to make the argument to your significant other, honey, I bought another 2 of these, it's only because Diamond Select had to throw in 2 other blasters that you could have displayed with the figure. I can't just leave the other 2 in a packaging. I had to get another 2 Stormtroopers. That's going to go really well. But I like at least that Diamond did, in fact, include 3 different ways of displaying the figure. If you really count the different blasters that there are to choose from. Yeah, I know I didn't go in final looks with the more classic route of the E11 blaster rifle. Want to mix things up a little bit. But one thing at least is the blast effect attaches to each one of the guns. So even if you wanted not to display with the E11 blaster rifle, display with more long range of a weapon, the blast effect attaches to each one of these. Nice touch. Now it does have also include the MSE droid. Unfortunately, it doesn't have rolling wheels, but you know, again, is that a deal breaker? Really? It doesn't have rolling wheels. The very idea as well that it even includes a little droid in the first place. I mean, again, I would have been fine with just blasters, but the fact that he also includes a droid, again, nice touch on Diamond's part. Now, this one is a Disney exclusive. So if you don't have yourself like a Disney store, because I think a lot of Disney stores are now starting to shut down. I guess your option now is probably source this one out online if you're looking to pick up this one for yourself. But I definitely would say if you're a big fan of Star Wars and you like the look of the classic Stormtroopers, this may be one you want to pick up and add to your collection. Again, if you have the available space, do 100 of these things. I'm going to pull back a little bit and probably going to do 3. And then I'm going to hit 5, I'm sure, in no time flat. Big thank you, though, to the folks over at Diamond Select that did, in fact, provide the Disney Store exclusive or Disney exclusive Star Wars Imperial Stormtrooper with non-rolling MSE droid that we could have a look at in this review. What do you guys think of the figure? Let me know down below in the comments section. And for your video question for today, members of the mob, what's your favorite Stormtrooper or what's your favorite Imperial Trooper? Mine is the Scout Trooper. I guess I could have waited to tell you, but yeah, my favorite look trooper from the Imperial fleet is the Scout Trooper from Return of the Jedi on little speeder bikes. What's your favorite? Let me know down below in the comments section. And if you are new to this channel, you're enjoying the content that you're seeing, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Turn the bell notification on so you get those friendly reminders of whenever new videos are going to be popping up. And just again, a friendly reminder, Monday to Friday, 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I haven't said that in a while. Monday to Friday, 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. New videos are popping up on this channel. So it's a good way to always know when new videos are coming to this channel. As soon as one is done, there's one right around the corner. Lots of stuff coming your way, guys. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.